everyone! Today for How To Monday, I'm going to teach you how to weave in your ends. I'm going to show you on a couple of different stitch patterns. We're going to learn how to do it in stockinette stitch, on reverse stockinette stitch, in garter stitch, and in ribbing. I know everyone hates weaving in their ends because it's kind of like the worst part of the project. You're done, you want to be finished, but you still have all these yarn ends hanging out and you have to take care of them. It's going to make for a more successful finished project if we learn how to do it well. So hopefully this video helps you next time you have something to finish. So let's change camera angles and we'll jump into everything. So to start off with, I'm going to show you the most common kind of stitch pattern you would usually weave in your ends on, which is the back side of stockinette stitch. The knit side of stockinette stitch, usually what is the right side, has all the little knit stitches. When you flip it over, you have the back side, the wrong side, or what is also called reverse stockinette stitch. So to do that, we're going to take our end that we want to weave in, which is this one down here, and I'm going to thread it onto my yarn needle. And to do that, I'm going to show you a little trick. There's the eye of my needle. Here's my yarn that I want to go through there. You're going to drape your yarn over the needle like that. You're going to pinch it in between your finger and your thumb. Slide the needle out. Line up the eye with where the yarn's going to come out of, like that. And then just kind of push it right through. So that makes for easy needle threading. So the goal when you're weaving in your ends is to get your ends away from any edge. You want to go towards the middle. If you go along either the side edge or the bind off edge, it makes it easier for the yarn to poke out and show when you're finished. So you always want to kind of aim for the middle of your swatch or your whatever it is you're making. So in stockinette stitch, what you're going to do, or the reverse stockinette stitch I should say, is you're going to pick up these little bumps, the little purl bumps. Oops. So starting at the edge, I'm going to just go into this bump right here, and we're going in a diagonal, so I'm just going to pick up this one next, and then just keep going up a row each time and over a stitch. So that would be my next one right there. And I usually want to go in about 5 or 6 places, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll do one more, pick up one more stitch, pull it through like that, and then you're just gonna trim this end. So I'm gonna get my scissors, and you want to leave maybe ½ inch, ¼ inch or so left, and then trim it. So that is your end all woven in, and when you look at the right side, you can't see where it went. So that is the goal, that you want to hide your ends, get them away from the edges, and make it invisible on the right side. Now, if you have to weave in your end on the knit side of stockinette stitch, let's say for whatever reason the purl side is what's going to be showing, then you're going to want to weave in your ends on the knit side. So I'm going to take my tail and put it on my yarn needle just like before. And I'm going to go up in the same diagonal, but instead of picking up like the little bumps like we did on the purl side, I'm going to pick up one of the legs of the V's. So each stitch here looks like a little V shape. So I'm just going to pick up one of the legs, the one on the right, and then go up a row and over a stitch and pick up another one, and just keep going like that, the same way that we did before. So there's 3, 4, 5, 6 places or so, going up at a diagonal away from the ends. Pull it through. If you look at the wrong side, you can't see where that was, so that's good. And then we're just going to trim it like before. And so that's weaving in your ends on the knit side of stockinette stitch. So now we're going to work with garter stitch. In garter stitch, you have all of these rows of garter ridges. So when you're weaving in your ends on garter stitch, it's a little bit harder to go up at a diagonal. I usually like to go like across one of these rows of garter ridges, but to do that, you know, if we just went straight across, we'd be near this edge, which we don't want. So I'm going to go up this end and then in. So I'm making an angle. I'm going up and then over. So I'm just going to weave in my end in a couple of places here on the edge, just going through these bumps. I'm going to go up about 3 ridges or so, like that. Pull it through. And now I'm going to go over. So I'm going to just go into the top of these bumps like that, keep going, maybe about 4 places or so. You just want to get away from the edge like that. Pull it through, just like that, and then trim it. So I went up and over, and you can't see it on the other side. So now I have some 2x2 ribbing, knit 2, purl 2, and to weave in your end on ribbing, you want to go, again, away from the edges, but it's going to be like when we did garter stitch. I'm going to go across, and then I'm going to go up, because I want to go in to one of these knit ridges. So I'm going to go across, just kind of in and out of what would be the cast on, like that, just to get over to where I can start going up one of these knit ridges. Pull it through, and then I'm going to weave in and out of this edge stitch. So I'm just picking up the loops on the side here, going in, kind of swooping around, picking up the next one, and then just keep going like that. So there's 3, 4, 5, we'll do one more, 6, like that. I'm gonna pull it through, just like that, and trim it. So I went in and up, away from the edges, and you can't see it on the right side, which is a good thing. So I have one little tip to show you. Let's say you have a yarn end that is too short, like this guy is only maybe 1.5 inches long. When you're leaving your tails, you always want to leave about 4 to 6 inches or so, because what would happen if we thread this onto our yarn needle, we don't have enough room to work with to try and weave in the end without it just coming out over here, which is kind of a pain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ignore the end for now, take my yarn needle and go in the direction that I want my tail to go. So this is a reverse stockinette stitch, so I'm just going to be going up in a diagonal. So I'm just going with just my needle, I'm ignoring the tail for now, weaving it in and out like that. You're going to stick your needle through until just the eye of your needle is about to run through your first stitch, and then you're going to thread your needle. So stick your tiny little yarn end through like that, and then you can pull it through. So I kind of just pinch down here where my yarn tail is anchored and pull it right through. And I don't even have to trim it because I wove it in for the whole length of it. So that's it, guys. I hope this video was helpful. If you have any ideas for future How To Monday videos, please leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll get to them very soon. If you want to keep up with us on Facebook, you can like our page, We're Anna Kappa Fine Yarns. You can follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter name is @AnnaKappaYarns. Be sure to check out our blog, annakappaknits.blogspot.com. Keep up to date with everything that's going on, and all the links for all that stuff will be down below. So I hope this video is helpful, and have a great day. Bye.